Peace, 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 peace. Now there are planes landing. Really can't do nothing about that. Man. Greetings, peace, greetings to you all. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Peace, 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 peace. Alright, Spider, you gotta get off my journal. Oh, okay. I'm gonna let you down gently. I swear I saw this. It's like I saw the same spider in the horizon. Hey, Brett. Greetings, man. Greetings, 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 greetings. I gotta kick my leg up. Whew, phew. Boy, there come a point in time where accountability can be either your best friend, your ally, I say your ally, best friend, or it can become your worst enemy. Um, Something you hate and despise. I've learned to, yeah. When y'all see these videos, don't ever for once think that I got my shit together. What I mean by that is like, it's not to say I don't have my ducks in a row. It's more so as you go through the journey, your ducks are being placed in the row. Oh, this was this place, this was moved here, da 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 da. Boom, let me put this, remove this, boom, 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 reposition myself. And that's throughout life. What I will say is this: gratitude, give honor to Source, Creator, Most High for making all this possible. I'm coming here today. Phew. It's like it ain't just a man in me; it's the little boy. So I'm introducing myself to y'all. Every video is like an introduction from a version of me that you never met. Even though I may talk about some raw, real, authentic shit from my past, you still get to know me. I'm still getting to know me. When I like reintroduce myself after I've done something that I sometimes don't even feel like it's in alignment, but it has to happen just so I can realize like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And one thing with this journey is like to never beat yourself up over things you didn't know, you didn't learn, it wasn't taught to you, it wasn't shown to you. It's very fucking challenging trying to be a healthy man, being birthed and incarnated in a world where you have never seen something, have never visually seen something, because men, we're visual. Not to say we're not emotional, but we're more visual. So it's very challenging having to mirror back and see yourself. It's so very important, I would say, for younger men. Um, just as I had to do is through a transition in life where you're getting to learn yourself more. I got some very great topics that I've written down. Um, uh, that I came across or came in on Instagram. I do not know how to pronounce her name, but for the picture that you will see on this video, her name will be in the not the subtitle, but basically the cover photo for this video, because it's so inspiring. And it's like literally, you know how some shit can happen. When I say life is truly a balance, like the most uncomfortable shit can happen, or something can happen with you and someone. You can have a heated dispute, something, you can get just into anything, and then after that, the universe gives you a sign like, oh man, bam. Well, this is probably why I probably reacted or responded the way I do. I will be the first to say I do not know how to say her name, but again, you will see her name on the cover photo. But I don't mind shouting out or putting out the messenger or the person who came with the message, especially with something I did not know. But man, when I say what I'm about to read is so significant, and I will always encourage this, because when I look at and reflect my life, again, I'm a man day to day who still try to nurture and show up for the little boy that was never nurtured, that was never embraced. And with that, there is a transition of me going through that into even building that with said people. Um, it's almost like sometimes I question myself, like, what the fuck did I sign up for? Is this really the family that I came through, the mother and so forth? Shout out to you mothers. I particularly don't celebrate the Mother's Day from my own experience because I've had to mother and father myself. The women that were in my family, I can say they are mothers or women biologically, but from my experience, just my honesty, I cannot say, due to the fact that I've had to face a lot of mother wounds lately for the last years and reflect on a lot of my relationships, how relationships that I self-sabotage because either from my lack of awareness, impulsivity, reactions, not feeling safe within myself, and also then um, harming others along the way with that. And the reason why this topic is so important is because of the fact of I still wish you mothers that who are going and trying to better themselves, whether you did not have the example or you did not have the healthy guidance, and even have a sense of compassion for a lot of you who probably, well, I always hold y'all accountable, know you ain't doing it right by yourself and your kids, but if you do see this message, know that I still can hold a space. The space is still held for you to be able to change and be willing to change for you first. And I know that may sound easy coming out of my mouth, but nothing's really going to change or shift until you are ready for that. And I know a lot of our women and sisters, probably Mother's Day could have been very different for them. I don't even know how I'm getting into this, but I'm just going to talk about it anyway. But I believe my belief system is that mothers, people should be celebrated in every way, in all ways. Um, and you know, whether that's through transition, through or after, you know, honored and celebrated after. Even, you know, I know I come on here, I'm not gonna say all of my experience with my mother has been horrible. No, I tried my best to find the glimpses of light, you know. But when you're trying to navigate through a mother wound and you're seeing how much it has affected your life, your relationships, and trying to master the emotion, trying to learn to navigate it, and still to this day learning that shit as a man. And that's gonna where I'm gonna lead into where the sister shared something on Instagram, and it's gonna be what I'm gonna be talking about. But also, you know, again, shout out to all of you, whatever perspective, wherever you are in your life, whether you don't have a mother here presently in the physical, sending you love, you know, not affection, but you know, my attention is geared towards not just you, but all women who are battling or trying to navigate through their own motherhood and trying to find their identity and their purpose outside of motherhood, because of some of them, you know, probably grew into believing that motherhood was all that they were supposed to be, which I object to and disagree with, because as a man, fatherhood isn't everything. It isn't all of my life. I have versions of me, the little boy in me, my inner child that is a part of me. I have versions of me that I still have to hold space for. I have parts of me that I'm still trying to nurture, mother and father, and also show up for daily. And the reason I say that is because we were never shown, you know, a lot of people, whether they are stay-at-home moms and stuff, forced in certain situations, um, forced into roles and believing that that's all of their life, and they're tired. For the mothers who never get a fucking break, shout out to you. I love you, I appreciate you, I value you, because a lot of them are still why certain things are still going. Even if, you know, well, and also it was something I wrote down about that. A lot of women um, have never, in years and generations, have never started their day for them first. So shout out to y'all. I saw my grandmother through years get up and never started her day for her first. That's how deep this is. Like, And again, I'm gonna lean in towards myself, because it's like a balance since I'm talking about the women now. But shout out to all of you. You know, again, I believe that celebrating people outside of just the mothers, however you want to do it, that's cool. But I don't believe in just celebrating a specific day for mothers. Mothers in itself are a celebration to humanity, the matriarchal and so forth. Again, through my own navigating my own mother wounds, I have grown to have a greater appreciation. Where at a point in time I wanted to hate women, I wanted to even hate darker women, I wanted to even at a point in time hate women that did not look like darker women because of what I experienced with them. But then I took full accountability on the fact of they also had things that had nothing to do with me, but I also had my own shit, that a belief system that I projected, or that um wow, that's deep. I got a visual that like when you projectile or upchuck, vomit it, like when you project on something, not more so like a projector screen, but it's like when you project, it's almost like I can see what I've been doing the last like few years, or when I've been in this healing process of projecting my experience, like literally, and asking someone to clean it up. I feel like that's what we do. When we're not really trying to do the deep inner work, I feel like we throw up on people, project onto them what we don't want to keep down, or what we can no longer keep down. That's a great analogy. That's amazing. All these years when we really haven't faced or balanced ourselves, it's literally like what we try to push down. It's almost like when you look at stuff that you know you don't want to eat, or you've been force fed, and eventually it comes up because the food doesn't either want to break down, you don't, or you being broken down so much so that it has to come up. So that's a great analogy to where we've been keeping something down so long to where now it's vomiting, and that's what you see come out of people's mouth, out of their heart, but in their body, from their bodies. Like we've been projecting out, throwing up on people, you know, not necessarily. And then how that could look is like from all that vomit or whatever you want to call it, throw up, it's like in those pieces and all that other stuff. I know some of y'all, this could be graphic for some of y'all, but it's almost like not only can the other person can't stand the smell, where in that vomit you can see those pieces of insecurities, repressed emotions, suppressed emotions. The list goes on, traumas and so forth. Even if you didn't have none in childhood, but then you develop something in adulthood. So even with that, I can see how from my lens how I've projected onto people, and then I ask them to clean it up when it's me, my shit first, and I throw up on them and I vomited on them, and I'm basically not trying to clean the mess up that I made. So for one, there's young men out there. Let me get into this again. Shout out to the mothers. I appreciate you all, because I realize a lot of my wisdom and a lot of my relationships and a lot of everything, women definitely hold that wisdom, because the beauty of this is that the wisdom is in the wounding. The wisdom, ooh, that can be the topic of this. The wisdom is in the wounding. And most of what I've seen from that, and it's not, I learn from everyone, but the wisdom is in the wounding of really getting to the root of what is causing the pain. Not only who and what, but how can we navigate through it? And then after it heals and we're still able to see the scar, can I be able to have joy after that? And what does that feel, look like? The pleasures of that. So again, shout out to the mothers who are having to navigate some of the most tough times, who don't have a mother, who didn't have a mother, who had a mother, but she was more of a woman than a mother, who did not nurture you, who did not support you, who did not hold space for you. Because there are women that I've interacted, dated in relationships where their mother may have been so more driven towards having their father wound or religion, and not really supporting them emotionally, teaching them how to be emotionally secure, even them teaching them young from a little girl and holding space for them how to be emotionally secure, how to enjoy the pleasures of life, their well-being. I've spoke about the Venus aspect, like, how important it is for their attention to be on themselves first and developing a healthy relationship with them first, and also being honest with themselves first. The mother plays a very vital role in her life for her daughter, vice versa, just as a father, but we're speaking about the mother. And I always like to speak on the mother and the matriarchal because it's so significant during these moments, because the mother wound is so significant right now for all of us. When you see the wounding of the masculine, that reflects a lot of the wounded feminine energies. And that doesn't mean, but the energetically speaking, like a mother and a father. When I say feminine and masculine, I mean from the feminine attributes that your mother had. How does she act that or assert that through her masculinity? Because people will confuse masculinity with just men. No, that is not true. Because we are emotional. We are have feminine attributes or traits as well. And this is how we mirror it back from that learning from a mother and father. So we mirror back that mother and father energy. We mirror back even a son and daughter energy. And it's similar to whether unevolved or evolved, mature, immature, or whatever, however you want to look at it. So getting to this, I'm gonna just read off things and then I'm gonna just jump into it how I want to. And I'm gonna speak, even the women that see this, I'm speaking. The sister was speaking about a certain person. I'm not calling out no names but they were just speaking on their said success or certain decision making. And the reason why this is so vital is because I'm experiencing this, and this is why I come here, because of the authenticity. Like, I don't have nothing to fucking hide from myself, and a lot of what people probably have said about me is most likely true in their world. And guess what? I'm at peace with that. A lot of even relationships, I'm okay with it being truth in their reality, their world. That doesn't mean it has to be true in mine. I want y'all to catch that. Just because your mother maybe told you she hated you in certain things, or a father or someone said something, you decide whether that's true in your world. And once you realize that you have your own bubble, you have your own world, and you don't have to accept that, then that's when you give them back their shit, take back your power, or you no longer give your power to what was said, or what was mentioned, or what was projected onto you. So let's see what that. So again, I'll put the on the title of this. I'll put her. You'll see her name in there on Instagram. Because that's how I can just um, um, balance out, what I'm speaking about. Because these are not my words, but I'm just interpreting from my own storyline. And and by posting that or put her picture, sister, um, it'll bring it all full circle, so that you not only get this from me, but you also get food or certain things from her. So again, younger men, things I feel like I wish I would have known, but then again, I'm grateful that I know it now, because that gives me opportunity to restore what I felt what was taken or stolen, which is my voice. That's why I love speaking. So which one I want to read first? Well, actually, I'll say that for last. Now, it's not a specific order, but her slides were in a specific order because she was speaking about just basically certain men who were a certain age, and then dated real young, and basically, I feel like she was referencing lust or impulsivity, or basically being impulsive. The reason why this is so vital, because a lot of young men who probably have grew up with a single parent home, most likely like such as myself, grew up with the women who did not have a balanced man, or probably in something that was probably draining them more than supporting them, or having to be in a position where they had to be the man and the woman, or be more in their masculine rather than knowing what it is to be in their feminine. Um, so let me see. I know some of these I've talked about before. So I'll start here. It says, one of the slides says, because a man can build success, he can build success, he can build success, he can lift himself out of poverty, he can earn or receive the world's attention. But if he never learns control, I put self-control over his ego, his impulses, his wounds, he will become a danger to himself and everyone around him. Listen, y'all have heard me like talk about things like this, but when I saw it after, like I had a moment, and a little heated moment, and just simply, like when I came across this after, I was like, wow. And you know what's so funny about it is like, that's how quickly things can come to where you're forced to take accountability, or you're forced to see yourself if you're willing to. And that's why this journey has been so worthy for me, to where there are things I'm not proud of. There are things that I can say as a man that just in that right there, it says, because a man can build success. And I feel like just because of what we have seen in the world, what success, emulates, or what we have been given success to be.